Hello, everybody. This is No Sport, returning to Ultimate General American Revolution. And the British campaign was just released earlier today, so what I'm actually going to do is just more of an introduction video. I have played a little bit of the campaign and some bugs and defined objectives on what you're supposed to be doing, but we'll go ahead and do a little introduction. So it's very similar to the US campaign. How you start, you hit campaign, and then initially people are confused. Is you start as a US campaign, or you will do the British campaign right there. So on this one, you are actually going to be very similar. So in an American campaign, you are mirroring General Washington's life story. In this one, you are William Howe, which I think is kind of interesting since Howe didn't start off the war right away. Go ahead and be
My family was close to the king, and this afforded me the great privilege.
So the stats are very similar on the first video explaining everything. So intelligence increases your line of sight for your general and the attack damage of your units. Perception increases the efficiency at how high they deal that damage. Endurance is also their overall efficiency and conditioning. Charisma is melee, which is actually very good for the British. Willpower is morale regeneration and any damage you take. So you do start off with, so the traits are very different in the sense of terms that you can choose in the American campaign. So we can do intelligence solving or problem solving. Intelligence solving helps if I read. Which will again increase our attack damage, range, endurance, and perception, which is efficiency, stamina, and attack efficiency, more intelligence and charisma. Personally, I'm going to go with the middle.
I followed the successful military careers of my brothers with great interest. After finishing school, I decided to follow in their footsteps.
Now, so the whole
joined the army.
British campaign is actually sandbox. You start with the whole map.
For the War of Austrian Succession, where I served mainly in Flanders. Later, my military service brought me to North America. There, the army was tasked with capturing all of French Canada.
So this is back during the North American, the French and Indian War. So this one's very similar to this is your first general perk. These two mean nothing. Commandor is everything.
I had gained command of the regiment and performed well in the Battle of Saint Foy. Unfortunately, the war took away my closest brother and best friend.
So this is our first negative one where you lose willpower, which is morale regeneration, and increases morale. So that's charisma, willpower, just willpower, perception, overall. I wish there was an endurance one to take the hit on, because that's the easiest one to recover as a general. I'm going to do willpower.
But this did not break me, and a year later, I commanded a brigade in the Montreal campaign.
You randomly gain stats during this whole process. So these traits are interesting when I first saw them. The reporting, I've never really found it so effective active in my American campaign. You're generally always going to have generals nearby. That's the idea. 10% loot. Yeah. In my American campaign, I could produce enough muskets and stuff and loot. I can see early on that this trait really helps. I just don't think it's that good. I think keeping tensions with the natives lower, especially since you want them on your side, as Britain, is the better option.
Having shown my talent as a commander in many battles, I was promoted to the rank of general. After the war, I returned to England, where I was involved in the development of the army and taught at the Royal Military Academy.
So, ammo, provisions, forage. I looked at this earlier. Forage, I've rarely ever used. Provisions sounds nice. I'm going to do ammo though, because I just think that's the better overall trait.
On questions related to the American colonies, I have always.
So, in my initial first playthrough I did of this in the British campaign, where I had a lot of bugs, there's a lot of events that will take away loyalty from you. I don't think this is going to help you overall. Reduce mining costs sounds nice, but I think I'm going to do the infantry unit now. Britain gets units a little bit differently. You're sending naval invasions over, which are reinforcements of professional forces.
To restore order in the
That
American
mustache
colonies.
looks horrible. Alright. So what we have is do normal. This is a new behavior. This apparently is they'll try and be more aggressive during the summertime. And we're not going to use that overall. The traits are a little bit lower than what we got in the American campaign. But go ahead and start. So I'm not really doing a playthrough. I am waiting until there's some bug fixes, but I kind of just want to do an opening. So you're sent to America. You're basically starting off going, you can choose to go to New York, you can choose to go to Boston, and you start with the whole map. So you start all the way from Quebec down to Middle Florida. Not that there's any villages or forts or anything down here. Then you have some garrisons in Laval. Then you have a strong regiment in Montreal, Fort St. John's, which you can recruit more to you. So the 120 man garrisons you can't recruit to either. You have Ticonderoga. You have a few other small ones too that are, but mostly you don't have a lot of garrison troops out here. You have a few ships. I don't quite know if these are bugs or not. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Offhand. You're paying taxes already, which is going to hurt. Loyalty hits everywhere. That's part of, you're at 2% taxes already. You can't build anything. You can't do much. I mean, you can't recruit. So you do get play a little bit through. You have to wait for soldiers or some events to unlock, because right now you're at peace. So we could upgrade to a capital, but it's not doing much. And so I believe even assigning construction work right now, it doesn't speed up construction time. So I was playing with that a little bit earlier. It wasn't going too well. So what I figured is the best bet starting off the campaign is you can't garrison everything. You're going to lose places. So what I was thinking is the best bet what you're going to do is one to build up in Canada, which has a large population, relatively speaking. You can choose Boston, Salem, Portsmouth, basic Massachusetts, New Haven, Hartford, or Providence. I reported this earlier, so in the American campaign, New York is at like 12,000, and the British campaign it's not. They hold New York, Morristown, Freehold, Philadelphia. That gives you a very good population base to choose from. Recruit loyalist militias too. We do have a bunch of small little naval squadrons spread throughout, which are not going to do much, if anything. So I would recommend that you kind of bring them all up eventually to Boston, New York area. So what we'll do, and this is just starting off, it's very interesting. I want to try and show some features off. I'll actually play through. So what we'll do is plan. And we have to then transfer to garrison, transfer to garrison, transfer to garrison. Alright. And we wait. We can't build anything. We can't do infrastructure. We just kind of wait. Army management, we gotta wait for this to unlock. The governor resigns. The locality list is taxing the CPU. Alright. So we've been appointed, which we're now the colony chief. So what this does is, this is unlocked from the get-go. Very similar. So they renamed everything. So this is military governor, which is commander-in-chief. Council war is going to be intelligence. Supply and logistics is similar to engineering, I believe. We'll go ahead and get this started. So what we can do is we can actually recruit more generals right off the bat. If we want. What they do when you do that, though, is they will actually show up in England. So you get to England by this part just saying Britain Army. And what we can do is we can then create a fleet, for example. So that's first. So this is where we can recruit regiments. So we can see we have recruits here. We can recruit a regiment. We have 3,000 brown vessels there. Or we can recruit a cavalry regiment. We have 800 brown vessels. We can recruit ships. What we can do then, once we start recruiting, is this is where our extra infantry regiment comes in. We're not going to send you. What we can do is we can board an armed troop ship. Or board an armed troop ship. The armed ones are the ones with 30 guns on them, so they have a bit of defense. And then we can, so we'll say, for example, I would imagine armed is going to be really good when you have privateers and stuff going after. Or we can do unarmed. So what we'll do is we'll actually do unarmed. We can send a ship or two. So if we want, which we'll do, we'll also send the general, for example. So what will happen is these ships will be escorted. It will take a base of 30 days to arrive. So 30 days, we're going to be about March 23rd. And set sail. And what that does then is it will empty Bristol out. And what we can go ahead and do then is we have some ships already built. We could build more if we want. We can recruit from. So what we'll go ahead and do is start recruiting a little bit. Just as an example. Fusiliers, skirmishers, artillery. And so this will take from the population of Bristol. Recruiting is going to look the same. And we can buy on the market too if we want. So we have in storage a Diana class we can sell or buy. Now goods are sent from America, so let's go ahead and start producing. So what we have happen here, we won't see it a lot, but we can start producing goods and sending them back to America. So this is where they recently implemented different type of transports. You have traders, you have unarmed, and you're armed. You need a bunch of transports to send materials back to. This is incorrect. Council of War is not maybe. Council of War. Let's get a good officer. Just to show. Council of War is your old engineering. So, Brown Bass 76 is a made-up weapon. So that goes down to Brown Bass 78. You have a lot more choices in the Council of War tree. Different types of units. But the first one is going to be research speed. Then supply and logistics, we'll go ahead and start doing. and just move up here. So we got Council War was finished. See, they're slowly recruiting out. It's going to recruit from the available workforce. Your market here is a little bit different than here. Supply and logistics, alright. So we have for supply and logistics, these are naval officers. Let's see, let's get him. So this is very similar. We did move these to be separate. Grades, forging, work in progress. We'll go ahead and do that with its blacksmith shop. And then, so the idea in Commander and military government commanders, whatever, is you need to build militia regiments, because these will be the loyalist units that you can use to garrison places up and maintain stability while your regular units go out and things. The perks are very much the same as the American campaign. So we have some ships that arrive. So what we can do is we have a choice here. We can reinforce. So we'll go ahead and do. We'll go to New York, for example. My idea is kind of building up a stable area to hold. Start. Okay, that did that. Nice. Interesting. Didn't do that in the first one. So our troops do not reinforce from available recruits. Only the militia regiments should. We can't recruit anything until we research militia garrisons. And this is one of the first events we'll start getting that's going to be reducing loyalty throughout. As you can see, we're losing loyalty no matter what. We have high taxes, we can't change that. Tax rate starts at 2%, by the way. Running the loyalty documents. For example, let's just focus on Massachusetts. Is 8,000 a week. Why? It's very buggy. So again, we're going to just reinforce New York. We're going to hold on to this area. It's very important to us. Not a huge population, but we want it. So we can see the status, 21 more days. Bristol's almost done with its recruiting. So we could theoretically send them over, but we want full reinforcements. There is no way that I and others have where we can send units back to Britain. It'd be nice to send weakened units back so they can replenish, but there's no way we found to do that yet. Alright, let's go ahead. King's LP is going to assign you. You can either get a 28 gun Corvette, an extra regiment in Bristol, or 25 reputation. Personally, I think the extra infantry unit is superior. So this unlocks Colonial Secretary. Get an officer in there, which is going to be your department. So there, nothing. I looked at it really changed. It looks like some crown resources and stuff. You get third rates you can build. Use transport time. So nothing that looks particularly new. Build first rates. But you have to do research speed first. Let's start getting colony organization. So what that does, so by the way, we have that create another fleet if we want, send up more. Right. So I will say there is the Battle of Lexington and Concord. It's a little bit scripted in a different way. It bugged out last time. It was interesting. It's obviously from the British perspective. You're heavily outnumbered in it. So you have to use tactics and stuff to actually win. It is fun. They did bring back a little bit from Ultimate General Civil War, where your troops, where there's different victory conditions, so you can have a draw or a victory. Alright, so this unlocks, by the way, we're a colony, headquarters. We can start doing infrastructure, for example. So this one we get for free. Just assign an officer and this is going to be mail, tax houses, trade depots are finally in, trade centers, well, actually, that's good also. Tax loyalty is going to reduce the loyalty taxation, it sounds like. Transport time is reducing the time it takes to transport, but we have to start with construction speed, which then actually allows us to go ahead and start producing, since we just unlocked that printing press. So we want to start increasing our reputation for our loyalty. But it's a huge part already. So what we can do is we want to try and keep New Haven and New York's not huge, but we still want it. Hempstead, Morristown, Freehold, Philadelphia, and Ingredient. Ingredient's another really good budget, I should say. So start doing that. Start recruiting up and making sure Canada stays loyal also. Alright, so what we can start doing too is we have a local market. We have an at-home market. So you can see our at-home. We have a lot more brown vessels at home than we do in the colonies. What we want to start doing in the colonies is also producing brown vessels. And we want to build merchant ships. And that's going to send ships, allow us to build ships that transport goods back. So one thing, alright, missions. It unlocks early, for whatever reason. And we're increasing tensions with why is this bugged? Except, excuse me, trying to X out and I can't, so let's just reload. So we got 8 days until 1,100 troops arrive. So we've unlocked, we can recruit some more. Let's go ahead and do that. Recruit another regiment. And what we really want to get is that unlocked. So again, my idea is, I think the best bet, you can't hold on to everything, is going to make sure we get Philadelphia garrisoned. Then do loyalist to loyalist. So Secret Services, intelligence. So ships are freaking expensive still. Or I wish I could send back. Because this one is costing 1,400, 1,800. Oh. Alright. So what's going to be very important is merchant stalls. Because we need money. Philadelphia will be done soon, and merchant stall. Boston also. Sail. Go. So what we'll go ahead and do is we will land close to Philadelphia as possible. Fleet arrives. Start doing that to get research speed. It will be the most helpful. intelligence. Militia regiment. We could send over another general. It's about to start. Get him there. I did this earlier. I am going to speak those. Cost a lot of money. To me, they're just not worth it. Plus, there we go. By the way, how you can land on designated spots if you don't have a port. Go ahead. Alright. Load this. Don't plan for the least. Alright. We start at taxes. Yay. Alright. So I don't know how you actually. What we're going to do, we are at start at 2%, go up to 4%. So this is where the revolution will start. Alright, that stupid thing again. Things as you can still change your officers in here, so we're going to have good officers assigned to our professional regiments. What we're going to do, so we can recruit 5. Yes. So put our crappy officers. We're going to recruit some militia. I have the choice of some. Give them civilian. Let's get civil one. We'll do is yeah. So sorry. So what we'll do is we're going to recruit some militia regiments. The areas we want to hold. Because we have to get up loyalty. Which is going to take time. Reload, and then Morristown. What we're also going to do is we have big populations here, and Haven and Hartford. It's a good militia. Good in the sense that they're going to have brown buses. So that gives us a good starting force that we can work with. We'll go ahead and do go to Britain, and we're actually going to send over a fleet. We really don't have many ships that we can send over with, but what we'll do is we're just going to board on transports and set sail. Then, we can start recruiting more if we need to. Britain if we want. What we're just going to do though build ships if we build cannons. Sold cannons, oh well. British campaign's going to be a lot more interesting. Well, I'm really not trying to do playthrough, just kind of trying in some early steps. What we do, some bug fixes here soon-ish. But we are trying to secure a starting point in Providence, Newport, Middleborough, Sam, the New Haven, which have large populations from just in militia regiments. So what we're going to do, instead of moving down to anything, we want to go ahead and it's to +5 militia regiments. And then the idea is we're going to go for more militia regiments. Because this allows us to recruit more forces to hold strategic towns until we can build loyalty up. So I've been No Sport, everybody. Hopefully to see you on a more regular basis as bug fixes come up. Hopefully you'll stay safe out there. Thank you.